And here is part four of my conversation with Bobby Seale, one of the co-founders of the Black Panther Party.
And say we are here, and as an organization, if you try to attack us, we will defend ourselves. Now, if you want to arrest us, we take the arrest. If you're just going to do a formal arrest, I'm not talking, can't come in beating us, okay?
I put the picture up, the famous photograph.
Yeah, that's me in the center there, and there's little Bobby Hutton there. He was killed about 4 days after Dr. King.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Bobby Hunt, but tell us about the most. That's probably one of the most famous pictures of the Black Panther Party history. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what happened that day?
That day, okay, we get up. In other words, I organized the whole thing. I got my brother John Seale's car, his new GTO car, et cetera, blah blah blah, and let somebody else drive my car. I took 6 carloads of people up there. And then Eldridge Cleaver came from San Francisco, his car, he and Emory Douglas and another sister working with him in San Francisco. And we got up there, and as we come up, Ronald Reagan, the governor there at the time, was on the lawn. He was off in the lawn, 20 yards or 30 yards away. But he had a couple of hundred young folks. But as we walked up the big wide walk, that leads up to the steps of the Capitol, and those young folks start coming running over to us because they saw all these guns on our shoulders. We didn't point guns at people, just like the Rifle Association don't point guns. We didn't point guns either because it's against the law to point a loaded gun at a person. Anyway. And what happens is the young kids come over and the press, the cameras, it was 7 or 8 cameras over there with Ronald Reagan. He was the governor, and they came over and says, "Who are you? You're the Black Panthers." I says, "Yes." I said, "I'm Chairman Bobby Seale, whatever. And I want to read a statement." So I read the statement, executive mandate number 1, et cetera, blah, blah, blah. And then I walk up to the steps, and Mark Compton is up there, and he was talking to another Capitol Guard, an African-American in uniform. And I says, "Is there a spectator section inside?" He says, "Yes, it is." I says, "Oh, okay." I says, "We're going to go inside the spectator section." Now, this is the same spectator section that a year earlier, there were National Rifle Association people were up there with their guns on their shoulders, whatever, sitting in the spectator section, It was their way. They don't want any gun control. But so I wanted to go to the spectator section too. I don't want them to pass no law saying we can't patrol police, et cetera. And that's what so I go inside. Finally, we get in front. But 5 of the 6 of the people got ahead of me because it's a horde of press people now. I got 50, 60 hordes of press people around me. In front of me, et cetera. And they led 5 people into the floor of the assembly. I wanted to go to the spectator section of the assembly, not on the floor where the legislators are. They didn't want that. And when I got there, they were already in. And as soon as I got to the door, the wide door that leads in there, I hear the president pro temp banging his gavel. Wow, the gavel. "The press are not allowed on the floor while the assembly is in session." Bang, bang, bang. The press, what he's doing, he's banging because it's about 10 cameras that rushed into there because Mark Company with their shotguns and stuff on their shoulders and stuff and walked all the way up to the front of the area. And as I come in, I said, "Oh, we're in the wrong place." I said, "Hey, you guys, come on, can't get up." I said, "Get out of here. We're in the wrong place. We want the spectator section. Come on, let's go, let's go." I'm getting people out. Anyway, that's really what happened. A couple of the white legislators had ducked under their desks. And I said, "Hey, man," I said, "I'm sorry, we're in the wrong place. We was looking for the spectator section." You know what I mean? This is really what happened. But the press says hoodlums invade Capitol, et cetera. And when I read the newspaper, they said, "Hoodlum, this fool is calling me a hoodlum." and a thug, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I was getting my first lesson in being stereotyped. I said, I worked at Gemini missile program, this bastard. I'm proud of my kind of work. You know what I mean? This is high-tech stuff. And that was a scene for me. Anyway, that event gave us international notoriety. And I only had 29 active members in my Black Panther Party at the time. We were only 6 months old. All I had was 29 people in the party in the Bay Area. And that event catapulted us into another level.
And you wind up, you actually were charged with trespassing. You spent some time.
Well, I was charged.
That, right?
What happened is they arrested us at the service station after we left the Capitol, long after we left the Capitol. And we went to this service station, whatever, used the restrooms, whatever, it's out there. And then they came and arrest. So we took a rest. I said, I told the other cop, I said, do not pull your gun on us, because I had my hand on my Army 45. You know, as long as your weapon's not concealed, it was not illegal. And I said, put your gun back in your holster. And the cop put it back. He was by himself. I said, nah, if you want to make an arrest, you make an arrest. Our policy is if you want to make an arrest, we take the arrest. We're not scared of the courtroom. I said, this is what you do.